Do you think that you will defeat Alberto Del Rio in the first round?
Well, it'll be a 3-round fight, 3 5-minute rounds, and I will train for 3 5-minute rounds. And coming from the WWE era, those guys can take a beating. So let's see if Alberto can take a beating for a round. I guarantee you it'll be just like the last one. Nice and short.
So there's no bad blood between you two. Like, we've seen that so much in the UFC where things get personal and, these two people hate each other, and they get upset with all the trash talking. Like, you guys aren't doing that. Is that true?
Well, I don't. I'm Mexican American myself, and he is, I'm American Mexican because I'm born here in the States, and he's Mexican American. He was born in Mexico, and he believes in having open borders. Well, I believe in having closed borders, and every person that walks across this border should have a passport or should be documented to see who's coming in or out of our country. Because, as I say, I'm an American, and I believe in that 100%. I'm not a political person. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm American, and that's what I believe. I want safety for my children. I have 3 boys. I want to make sure that the future for my children is safe. And Alberto Del Rio, he don't believe that a wall should be up. He believes that anybody should be able to come in and out of this country. And then my question to him is, why do you live in San Antonio now? How come you don't live in Mexico where you used to live? And his answer was, because the safety of my children. I go, boom. So you're okay with not having a wall? And he says, well, we can agree to disagree. And I think this is where the stuff starts getting a little slippery, where we have our disagreements, and he said he wanted to fight me. And I was like, all right, I think you're biting off a little more than you could chew. I'm here to battle. I'm here to battle for my country, and for all the Latinos that do want to come to this country, or just immigrants in general who want to do it the right way.
So do you feel like that's the divide between you guys, is that you represent the Latinos that are in America that believe the wall should be there, and then he's representing, the Mexicans who are against it? Is that kind of where the fans might divide?
I think that's where it stands, and it's just kind of crazy. Why would you want to have a safe country? I've been to some of the craziest places in Mexico, and in Mexico City, and I wouldn't want our country like that. It's scary, and it's just government-wise, it's scary, and I don't want our country to turn into that. So I think people should be documented. People should be background checked before they step into our country. I have never traveled to a different country without a passport. I've always had to have a passport. They always had to do a background check on me to make sure who I was coming into their country. Yes, I am Tito Ortiz, but still, they have to do a background check. That's protocol. That's the way it should be, and that's the way this country should be ran.
Now, would you consider yourself a Trump supporter?
100%. I support Trump like no other. I worked for Donald Trump back in 2005 for the Celebrity Apprentice. And all the other celebrities, they were in the green rooms and having cocktails and doing their thing. Well, I was next to Mr. Trump asking questions. I wanted to get his advice on business in general. I wanted to see what type of person he was. And he always told me, he's like, Tito, there's 2 things you'll have for the rest of your life. You have your word, you have your name. Don't tarnish your word for anything, and make sure you keep your name solid as possible. And he's a person who believes in this country and is willing to sacrifice everything for the people of this country to make it the right way. I may not agree on everything he does, but the solid ones of having a safe country, I back him 100%.
Do you feel that he is racist towards Mexicans?
He is not racist towards Mexicans at all, or I would have never got a job in 2005. I don't think he's racist to any ethnicity. I think he really just is standing his ground, and he's not going to do the wish-wash of people pull one way, he'll go that way, people go this way, he'll go that way. No, he's going to go the way he believes and the right way of making America first. And that's the way a president should be. There's so many people that are suffering because they're not being taken care of our government, of our country, that they sacrifice their lives for. And now all of a sudden they want to take care of illegals. I live in California where they're taking care of illegals free health care it drives me nuts. Americans should come first here in America. It's plain and simple.
Would you ever consider fighting Chuck Liddell again?
No, I think if I fought Chuck Liddell again, that would be the first death in mixed martial arts. I'd probably kill him the next time. He has no business fighting ever again. It's really bad to say, but for someone to be a company man with the UFC to still have to fight at the age of 49 years old, it's kind of sad. You think a company would have took care of the guy where you have no financial problems at all. It's sad to say, but like I say, he has no business fighting at all.
But you think the Chuck is hurting financially?
Oh, 100%. Yes, I've heard it from many people, and for the last fight in general, he tried to do it for the money, and it showed because during training, he would show like highlight footage of just a little bit of training. He wouldn't show everything; he'd just show a little bit, and it's kind of cool because actually ESPN 30 for 30. They did a documentary on me and Chuck Liddell, and they followed us through a whole camp of 3 months. And the history between me and Chuck Liddell, the bad blood that was not really real. It was UFC and Chuck against me. It wasn't Chuck versus me. It wasn't I hated Chuck. Chuck was my boy. He was my best friend. We were training partners. If we were going to fight each other, I was going to hold out. He was going to hold out. We were going to make stupid amounts of money. We were going to make the money that Mayweather and Conor McGregor made, where it was tens and 20s and 30s of millions of dollars. The UFC made all that money, and we only got paid $150,000 to fight each other. This last time, we had an opportunity to make some great money, and the promotion didn't turn out the way we thought it would, and we didn't. But I got my hand raised.
What do you think is the most difficult thing to deal with when it comes to Dana White's personality?
Well, number one is don't ever battle against Dana White. He holds too much power. The guy works too damn hard to go against him. He's somebody you don't want to push around, and he won't be pushed around. And I tried to, and I got all the pushback I possibly could handle, and I didn't want any more. And that's why I walked away in 2012.
As long as you respect him, he's easy to work with.
If you respect him, he's going to respect you. His business comes first over anything and anybody else. That's his motto. I mean, it's either his way or no way.
Now, who do you think is the most overrated fighter in UFC today?
I guess Ben Askren. He just got knocked out in 5 seconds in UFC. I thought he was at the time, but I would say he'd be the man. I mean, Mr. Funk finally is getting some attention, but his attention lasts only 5 seconds. He didn't even get the whole 15 seconds of fame.
So Ben Askren, probably the most overrated?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think you have an easier victory over John Jones or Daniel Cormier?
But I think I would do a lot better against John Jones than Daniel Cormier because Cormier is just a shorter guy, bigger legs, bigger torso. He's just a big guy. John Jones is long and lengthy. At least I can get on the inside of him and try to overpower some of the positions. But it'd be John Jones I would think I'd have a great chance against.
So do you think you can beat John Jones today?
Yep, I think I could. If I have a camp like I did my last one of 18 weeks, 100%. There really hasn't been anybody to fight John Jones to get in his face and to stay in his face and stay in his face and stay in his face and stay in his face. Everybody else, they want to strike on the outside with him. He's too damn long. Cannot do that. You got to get the inside of him. I mean, that's the way to fight him. As a coach and as a fighter, that's the way to beat him. Someone to be aggressive enough to keep the fight pushing him around. Make him feel uncomfortable.
This is Tito Ortiz. You're listening to the Dominic Net Show.